Retirement shouldn't be the end of productivity. Rather, it should be the start of something meaningful in the area of entrepreneurship. We have a guest today that is conversant with entrepreneurship and has been on it for more than 2 decades now. Join us in welcoming Hajia Rabiah Muhammad Bello. You're welcome to the studio, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's head on straight to business. What is that one challenge that people encounter when planning towards entrepreneurship before retirement?
The problem most civil servants encounter when they are about to retire is lack of preparedness. Most of them get too comfortable with the public service job that they don't bother to go into entrepreneurship early enough to prepare them for life after retirement from public service. And I feel it's one of the most important decisions that a public servant should have. That is to prepare for retirement 10 years ahead of retirement or before the retirement.
Okay. Does
10
the
years.
preparedness involve money
Yes.
or just planning?
It involves planning, it involves money, it involves savings, it involves practice. Because what is not practiced before retirement, most people that have not engaged in entrepreneurship before retirement find it difficult to cope because they don't know the terrain, they don't know the business terrain, they don't know their markets, they don't know their products, they don't even know what it entails to get into that business. They have not done their research to know the strengths, weaknesses, and the opportunities and threats of that business. So I feel every public servant must read books about entrepreneurship, must have a trade or a business that they can practice 10 years before retirement.
So, would you recommend, like a retiree now, using all of his or her gratuity to invest in one business? Would you recommend that?
I don't recommend that for any retiree because at the end of the day, some retirees that get their retirement benefit, whether it's the gratuity or the pension, some of them use the whole of it to venture into a business that they have not practiced before retirement. At times they get duped. That's if they enter into these online businesses that they are not too conversant with, they get duped. At times, if they practice a business that they don't know the wherewithal of that business, they tend to fail in that business. They might invest the whole of the money and they don't get anything out of it. And they don't have any other source of income again to be able to come up again to do the business. So I don't advise any public servant or any retiree to use their gratuity for
The business.
for establishing a new business. But if it's they already have an established business that they have been on for a period of 10 years, by that time they are conversant with the business, they know whether it is productive, whether it's profitable, then they can use part of that gratuity to expand. But as for starting a business with the gratuity money, I don't advise that because most people that do that tend to fail because they have not practiced the business before.
So, what should they use to start?
They should use their savings.
Okay.
As I told you earlier, every civil servant, or not even those working in private sector, as soon as they are employed into the service, the first thing they should do from their first salary, they can use their first salary for charity and taking care of themselves. But the second salary, they should keep something aside, no matter how little, a percentage of their salary as savings. And they can put that into fixed deposit so that they don't get tempted to touch that money. The banks will always help them out on how to go about it. Yes. So if, let's say, for somebody earning up to 100,000, if they can save 5,000 every month, it doesn't have to be a big sum, just 5,000 every month over the years, and years of service about 35 years.
That would be
So that would be a huge sum. So then 10 years to retirement. Let them follow their passion, because everybody has a different
things that we like.
So those that want to go into tailoring, they should go and learn tailoring. Those that want to venture into production, like Zobo production and all these natural drinks, they can do so. Those that want to venture into production of spices, cooking spices, they can do so. Those that want to go into rental businesses or even real estate, they can venture into it earlier, 10 years before retirement. I think that's.
Does the civil service give them time to do this? How can they acquire these skills?
They learn it from those that have mastered the skills.
When do they get
weekends?
Okay.
They can use their weekends to practice.
Okay.
And it's part of the public service rule. There are a number of trades or businesses that are allowed in public service that one can venture into, like agric, fishery, poultry farming, or even real farming. They can go into farming, they can go into, and most people that venture into those trades will make it. After a while, they will start making, because they have learned the tricks of doing the business.
Okay. So after learning, do you still think it's important to have like mentors or business coaches, or you can just start doing your business without further assistance from these people?
That person that has learned the tricks of the trade can now teach them. Then from there, they start up their own. And they can also have consultants that they will be referring to from time to time if they encounter any problem along the line. Like me, I ventured into poultry farming and also fishery at home. And I learned it from somebody. And whenever I have any issues, I consult the person, tell me, if you see so problem, do this. And I read books. And I read books online. I read books online. I read books on business. I read books on entrepreneurship. And I just scout for information about whatever business I want to venture into. And most of the time,
financial literacy is important.
Financial literacy, all those things I learn online.
Okay.
Or in the papers, in the dailies, there are columns for entrepreneurship and business. I read them. I make it a duty to read them all the time, and that's where I got my most of the information at my disposal before I started my business.
So as someone that is familiar with these things, are there some obstacles? Because I mean, you've been in it for a while now. Are there some obstacles that you feel like retirees will be faced when they embark on entrepreneurship after retirement? Or will it just be a smooth sail?
It is never a smooth sail. It is never a smooth sail. When you practice 10 years before retirement, you will know whether your product is accepted within the area you are selling. You will know whether people in that area have the money to buy. Because no matter what you are selling, when people are around, you don't have the money to buy. You'll be selling in vain.
Okay.
If you are doing mama put just around your area and people come to buy from your area, you can expand it, get your bike, buy a delivery box, then get part of your staff. You should have somebody that will be doing delivery for you, even outside the vicinity of your operation.
Where would they get this extra money? Because, for instance, you start your food business. Now we're mentioning getting bikes. Where are they?
From your savings.
Oh, okay.
From your savings. And if you are from a good family, you can relate it to your relations that this is what I'm doing. No, that I don't know how to raise money. Maybe one or two people from your family might say, this woman is a very hardworking person, or let's assist her. Then they will come together and raise capital for you. But not in all cases. But the one that is more effective is for you saving for your business, and also when you retire, you use your gratuity to expand.
And they offered it to many other persons apart from you.
Yes.
Is it
I
an
don't
annual
know.
thing?
I don't know. She just called me and said, there is an opening.
Okay. Because
Do
we
you want-
want our viewers to also know if it's open to.
It's always available.
Okay.
But they have to liaise with the right authority, that's the Abuja Enterprise Agency or Bank of Industry. I know they offer either grants or loans, soft loans for starters. They do. But I've never gone for a loan because I'm always afraid of loan. Because if I'm not able to raise enough money to pay back, it's always a problem. So I don't go for loans. I use my savings or grants or support from family members.
Okay. So apart from financial support, are there other areas that family members can help you? That's as a retiree. Can they help your business apart from financial? Because we know that financial support is what many people seek. But are there other areas that family members can help you? Okay.
Staffing. Though some people don't want to use their relations as their staff, but I feel if you can combine outsource for your staff and also get 1 or 2 family members to assist you, it will go a long way to secure your business and make sure you don't encounter losses along the line, because these are your family members that might not want you to fail in your business. So they will be there to watch over your business even when you are not around.
Okay.
Like as a civil servant, you can run a catering business and your relations will manage the business while you do your work. So you keep learning from the business you are doing until you retire, so that by the time you retire, you now take a decision whether you want to continue with that same business. Like me, I've done so many businesses. I started with spices, cooking spices. I've been selling cooking spices for over 20 years.
So what advice will you give to people that have less than 5 years before retirement? I think we can wrap up with that one. What advice would you give them out there, people that have less than 5 years?
It's still not late. I still stick to that 10 years before retirement.
Okay.
You start saving for your retirement as soon as you get the job.
So in 5 years, all hopes are lost?
Not all hopes, but it's a very difficult one. Because for you to even learn from your business, it takes 5 to 10 years to learn what you should do and what you should not do, what will prosper your business and what will make you fail. You need about 10 years to know those things.
So that means you have to start early.
You have to start very early.
If you don't start early,
if you don't start, it might be late. It might be late when it's just 5 years or just 2 years to your retirement. And you say you want to venture into a business. You'll be confused.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hadia, for sharing beautiful insights with us regarding entrepreneurship, regarding business planning, and regarding why it's very important to start early. So as a civil servant, immediately you enter into civil service, you should start, because tomorrow waits for nobody. So you should start preparing, you should start saving towards your retirement, so that when you become a retiree, you would not be a broke one. You can see how Hadia is glowing because she started planning very, very early. So please start planning early.